Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Adam Hakimi bin Azhar, and this is our group, which is group 6, and the group member is Shahira Aina, Rubin, Nur Izzati, and Muhammad Uwais, also including me. So I'm going to start with the introduction part. So the title of our project is Enhancing Operational Efficiency through Six Sigma. This is the recent challenge that make us decide to use Six Sigma to counter all this problem. The Six Sigma method that we decide to use is DMIC model, which is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It will guide our efforts to systematically enhance production process and reduce variability. And this is a briefly explanation about define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So our key project and goals, also scope, is reduce in product errors, optimize our inventory, reducing waste, improve our profit margin, and we want to include comprehensive examination of production method and scope. So the reason why we choose Six Sigma to solve our problem is Six Sigma is a structured approach to solve problem. It is also a data-driven decision making. So we will solve a problem based on the data that we receive, and it is also a customer-focused approach. The next part is define phase. We start our define phase with creating a project phase. This project phase will act as a roadmap or outline of our project. Next part is our project charter. Our project charter contains of objective, timeline and budget, scope, deliverables, risk, and stakeholders. Our objective also include slash defects by 50%, half basic material inventory in 3 months, reduce waste by 30% in 6 months, and cut disposal related costs by 50%. And there is a timeline which is we start our project in January 1st, and we aim our project will end in 31st December of 2024. And our scope also reduce waste, optimize production, and elevate quality control. And we also identify some risks such as employee resistance, tax glitches, and insufficient training leading to errors. Next part is our project scope. Our project scope include environmental improvement, finance, global partnership, voice of customer, defects, facility upgrade, customer service, and digital software update. And for the next part, this is our business case and benefits. First, we want to improve our brand reputation, improve customer satisfaction, reduce or minimize our waste material, improve operational efficiency so that finally we can boost our profits. And this part is our stakeholder analysis. And for the next part is the voice of customer related analysis. This part is our support diagram, which consists of supplier, input, process, output, and customer. And this is this process of the support diagram, from designing, sourcing, manufacturing, quality checking, packaging and shipping, marketing and sales, also customer service. The next part is our champion diagram. This is the design department part. Their responsibility is to generate a detailed project charter during the define stage. Also, they need to outline project boundaries and establish goals in our project. Next part is the manufacturing department. There is 3 main experts in the department, which is process engineer, analyst data, and quality control specialist. And the third department is the communication department. Their responsibility is to generate, implement, and sustain concept during control and improvement phases.
My name is Syaira Aina binti Abdullah. My message number is MA22025. I'm going to explain about measure phase. We are exploring deep into knowing how things currently function in textile manufacturing during the measure phase. This includes gathering critical data, outlining the procedure in existing processes, and determine the dependability of our measurement instruments. The purpose here is to provide a starting point, like a baseline, so that we may build on for future research and improvements. Alright, imagine the data collection plans to be our step-by-step guide to learning what's going wrong in the manufacturing process. It's like our game plan, ensuring that we are organized and strategic. This plan is our map for ensuring that we have all the necessary information to make informed decision about improvement our business. Data collection tools to ensure that we on the correct route. We need to employ the right method for acquiring information, much like having the right tools for the work. To ask a question and keep things organized, we use tools like survey and checklist. They are this cool automatic system that take care of the heavy lifting for us, ensuring that we don't miss a beat. When it comes to determining where we may be going wrong, we listen to what customer have to say, view feedback form, and quality control records. Measurement system analyze, ensuring the accuracy of our data is crucial. And one way we do this is by doing measurement system analyze. It's an audit to make sure our data is accurate and trustworthy. MSA is essential, particularly when working with hard data such as inventory level or the frequency of malfunction detect rates. Base performance metric. In the textile manufacturing process, using basic performance metric as a starting point become more popular. This measure serves as a firm foundation for improving things in the future. Baseline performance metric have many categories like defect rate, raw material inventory, inline waste and spoilage, process disposal cost, and profit margin. So defect rate, one crucial indicator of how many low quality product we make is the defect rate. And then raw material inventory, the goal is to have just enough supply on hand to maintain output without having excess. And then inline waste and spoiler, they are the resource that they are waste during manufacturing as spoiler and inline rubbish. It is feasible to pinpoint areas where process improvement may be carried out to lower waste creation. And then process disposal costs are the financial outlay associated with the eradication of waste during the production process. And then lastly, the profit margin, defined as the percentage of sales turned to profit. It is an important indicator used to evaluate financial performance.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Wais bin Safa Azman and my matrix number is MA22037. I'm gonna explain my part, which is analyze phase. So, analyze is identify the cause of the problem. Usually, we analyze using statistical methods and further investigation. So, we're gonna see the example of the methods that we're using to identify the cause of the problem. So the first one, we got the Pareto analysis. This Pareto analysis help us to find different problem or tasks by comparing the benefits that will be provided for each solutions. The next one, we got fishbone diagram, Ishikawa, that we are already know. And the next one is root cause analysis. So root cause analysis is also known as the use of 5 why. So this 5 why is guided us to identify the root cause of a problem. This method also is very helpful for us. The next one is data analysis technique, which we collect all the data and analyzing the data using various statistical and logical methods. Okay, and we're extracting actionable and relevant information that help business make informed decision. Okay, for the identification of key variables is indirect identifier that could be used to re-identify individuals, okay, with data set or link records between different data sets. Okay, so common example of key variables is age, gender, and religion.
My name is Izati binti Busaki. My metric number is MA2020. So I'm going to present about improve phase. In improve phase, we can hold brainstorming session with cross-functional teams to acquire a variety of perspective options when generating potential solution. So during these seminars, we foster creativity and also open-mindedness. So we may also conduct small-scale pilot tests for interesting solution. So pilot testing is like type of testing in which the system is regularly tested to identify the flaw. Next, we also use FMEA in improve phase, which is used in important process in the government business such as design, manufacturing, quality control, and distribution. The process being with the formation of a cross-functional team with diverse experience, the team then reconstruct the processes into separate steps, identify possible failure modes at each level. So besides that, a cost-benefit analysis is essentially a decision-making tool that compares unfavorable and positive outcome. In this situation, negative result are cost and positive result are the advantages that will be realized once the expenditure are expended. So we need to double check the cost benefit timeline. Later, then consider the temporal value of money by discounting future money flow. The net present value, which is NPV, is calculated by subtracting overall expenses from total benefit. When the NPV is positive, this is a good sign. This signifies that the advantages outweigh of cost. So another important metric is return on investment, which is ROI. So to calculate it, we divide net benefit by total cost and offer your answer as a percentage. So a higher ROI indicate a better return on investment in system. So by clearly identify the part of a peer business that need improvement, this might be anything from production difficulties to supply chain issues or quality control issue. So bring in cross-functional teams and tap into the collective wisdom of your personnel for several potential solutions. So encourage innovative and daring approaches to address that state's concern. We also set predefined criteria for assessing potential solution and pay attention to aspects such as feasibility, value for money, align with business goals, and the potential impact on client satisfaction.
Hi, I'm MA22028. and I'm going to be talking about the final phase of the DMAIC, which is the control phase. So the first part of control phase is we have to have a control plan before we start anything in the process of control phase. For example, plotting charts and evaluating, we always have to have a plan, and this plan has to be systematic, organized, and step by step. This is because this plan will be used by everybody in that company going through the control phase. This is to make sure that the standards are in par, and standards are not always changing. So control plan is to determine what quality control chosen. Certain models will have different standards and different quality control, and of course we need to have pre and post production quality control. And how we do that is by sampling and final inspection. So as you can imagine, the most important part, I would argue, is the control plan, because we are the final step before it goes out to consumers. So next is statistical process control and monitoring and measurement. So in terms of statistical, like I said earlier, the whole control phase involves a lot of charts, involves a lot of check and balance. And so the purpose of these charts is usually to determine the number of defects that we have in our products. And by knowing this number of defects, we'll be able to estimate or determine how well our products will sell, and how well our production process is. The more number of defects, obviously our production process has got some slight slip somewhere, so we got to check it. Next is monitoring and measurement, whereby this involves three parameters, which are people, money, and materials. So the control phase is not only about controlling your product, but is also controlling your finance and also controlling your people. So this reason is to make best use of resources that we have available. Always remember that during a project, we always want everything to go efficiently, without any drag. Next is standard operating procedure, or SOP, and training communication plan. So SOP, as I mentioned earlier, in the control phase, it has to be standardized, whereby everybody and anybody who goes through the control phase, usually in a particular company, will have to go through the same process, the same SOPs. This being, it'll be more efficient, meaning it's documented, it's detailed, it can be accessed by anybody. This SOP is important because we want the control process to be standardized, because we don't want at one certain time the control process allows or is more stringent than the other control process, whereby the standards are lost. And next is training and communication plan. This basically is to emphasize the control process, whereby staffs or personnel will need to go through training to control, for them to be able to go through this control phase better, and also to maximize the sales through seminars, collaboration, and training.
So in Six Sigma, at a consulting firm, the phase after implementation carries out many key jobs. It says that the gains generated during the executing phase are and constantly expanded. The primary task is logging essential data. It involves watching and evaluating important merit after implementation. The aim is to keep an eye on performance and using specific data like error rates, customer happiness score, and markers of process efficiency. This is to guarantee continued accomplishment. Comparing current states with initial number is an essential part of evaluating changes made in a clothing business using Six Sigma. So we especially looking at it lowering defect. The starting benchmark was the number of defects on the cloth item. Now we are looking at the defect rate by putting the plan into action. So by looking at this, we can tell how good Six Sigma is at cutting down defect and also improving the quality of the product. Comparing current states with initial number is an essential part of evaluating changes made in a clothing business using Six Sigma. So we especially looking at it lowering defect. The starting benchmark was the number of defect on the cloth item. Now, we are looking at the defect rate by putting the plan into action. So by looking at this, we can tell how good Six Sigma is at cutting down defect and also improving the quality of the product.
So in conclusion, clothing industry needs Six Sigma. This because it will save costs, it will improve your business performance, and of course it will increase the quality because of the control phase, as I mentioned earlier. Six Sigma deals with many variants and flaws with each step. It will minimize the fault of a system, resulting in highest efficiency. And just to talk a little bit about the achievements of Six Sigma in the textile industry. Worldwide clothing managed to hit 825 billion US dollars in 2021, which is a very staggering value. The application of Six Sigma is the one that helped to decrease the waste and also the process efficiency. So in a nutshell, textile firms must continuously improve the quality of their products, become more adaptable to market changes, and this can happen if they implement Six Sigma. Thank you.